Hey guys, how's it going? Onward here, and welcome to the fourth round of the Formula SimRacing PRO series and my personal highlights. And here we are then, 3 out of 3 so far. Won the first round of the season, won the second round of the season, and also 3 weeks ago in China. And I say 3 weeks ago because it really was 3 weeks ago. A pretty long break here in between China and Bahrain, but here we are finally in Bahrain, and Bahrain is currently the fourth round the season, as said before. While it was last season not the fourth round, it was in fact the opening round. It was the first round, and actually I drove my very first race around this track, which was a race where we finished in second. But second was not my objective here, that has to be said. I wanted to finish first here too. Obviously when you win 3 out of 3, you know that it's a possibility that you can win the next race too, and from there onwards you want to keep on going, and yeah, you won't be satisfied with second anymore really. So I trained quite a bit, and I also have have decided to have some kind of engineer for these races, because after China, remember where D'Alessandro went on the medium in the middle stint, and I didn't know that at the time. Now I have an engineer who can tell me, and also I did a few race simulations with that engineer, and he wrote down all the data and stuff, so about tire wear, engine temperatures, things like that, tire pressures, those kind of things he wrote down. And so we have now a target for ourselves, which we have in the race, and you'll figure it out how it works in the race itself. For now, I don't have an engineer for these qualifying sessions, obviously. I prefer it to be really quiet. And so we are opening up this very first lap here for Q1 as the DRS is wide open. I wasn't really that confident going into the qualifying session. I did, well, decent laps, has to be said, in the practice a few hours before here. Did about 29 so we have some oversteer there, quite a big moment of oversteer actually, cost some time. Did something like 29.7. And that is well, reasonable pace for me. I also thought there was not much more left in it. But then into this survey here, and suddenly I couldn't find the pace anymore. I was the whole time in the 30s. I don't even think I said a single 29 in the practice either, because there's always a little practice session before the qualifying session. So that brought down my confidence level quite a bit, and this is actually my final run in qualifying. The first run I made a mistake and I had to abort the lap. In the middle run I was held up a bit in turns 9 and 10, the corners we just went through, but still I think I set like a 0.3, even despite being held up, so that was decent. Here we go through turn 11, carrying on low speed into there, almost touching the curb there on the exit, and that is something you don't want to do at all. Also here for turn 13 on the left hand side right here, do not touch those curves. If you touch them once in a race, you're gone. Seriously, you may not touch them. I think I did it last year, where I went off the track there and gave the lead to Yorick, who was at the time driving, and my teammate. Final corner here though, and a solid lap, has to be said. Nothing too fancy, just a stable, decent lap. DRS wide open for the very short sprint to the line. It's a 30.0, which put me up in first position in that Q1, with Nico then behind me, but no, still not a 29. So you enter Q2. And that is usually in Q2 you're slower than in Q1, because you don't really take as much risk. But still, I wanted to get a 29, and before the race I felt like that would be easily possible, but I couldn't do it so far. Nonetheless, we are jumping on board here for the Q2 lap then, so the DRS will be wide open from here onwards. Now we have a look at the rear wing, DRS indeed wide open, coming through the start finish line, and then braking for turn 1, break your brake marker somewhere after the 100 meter, but I think I even braked at the 100 meter, but a little bit deep into turn 1, but that's the line you can take. Then turn 2, not the best ever line there. You want to basically have the throttle halfway, 70% throttle the whole time through turn 2. I had a big lift before turn 2, otherwise I would have spun because I was too much to the left hand side. Also missing the apex slightly there, could have been worse to up the gears yet again, and now you want to swing it in here, and again missing my apex way too much, compromises me for the next corner. Then turn 8, throw it all the way down to second gear, hit the apex, that was a bit better, then get on the power, but a little bit untidy on the power as well. I was much more confident for the race, has to be said. Turns 9 and 10, and a crucial coming race day, but also crucial for the qualifying lap. So saw there, had a few steps with the wheel, couldn't really get it to turn in. Also quite a poor exit. DRS wide open for this very short run Down to turn 11, brake as soon as the curb starts, or right after that, down to third gear, swing it in yet again. I went over the curb, that's something you don't want to do again. Again, a sloppy lap here. This is flat out, obviously turn 12, and then coming through turn 13. Slow the car down to third gear. A little bit floaty, as I went all over the curb there, the car becomes quite floaty there, thanks to the track elevation or height change in the track. Final corner to go though. Once again, slowing it down to second gear, get on the power. Again, the car becomes floaty on the exit there because of the height change. And then the DRS right over for the very short sprint to the line. And that's a 130.2. And as you can see at the top, that is not a pole position. That is second place. And in fact, Nicodem took pole position with a 130.1. So a decent lap from Nicodem has to be said after Australia. He takes another pole position ahead of me and ahead of Sander Carlos. But we certainly did not have a perfect lap, but Nicodem didn't have it either. Nicodem was also in the 29s. He actually was a lot faster than me in qualifying. He said he did a 0.4, which is mental. That is something I would have never done. That's for sure. But, you know, it's always you know, this is the time to shine. You can do a
65 was the temperature that you liked, but again, you are going to be on the grid for a little bit longer. So I don't know if you want to aim for maybe a 68, 69.
Okay. And what fuel level?
130 is what you did last time. You have so 131 probably is best here.
But that is
I'm sorry. 127 liters.
Okay. Sorry for cutting off there. Well, the team radio cut me off. That is the first time team radio comes into play. I'll have a look when it comes on, and then I'll be quiet and announce it. I forgot it there though. So that was basically well, what I found in practice was that the tires had a pretty good start around 65 degrees when you would activate the launch control. So that's what we were aiming for, and that's also what Justin gave me in terms of information there. I will not include all the team radio we have because some things are just pointless for you guys, but I'll include, well, try to include most of the things at least. Running down the grid here, David starting in 20th, but the objective here for this race weekend was to finish ahead of Sander Carlos. I think I was at 150 points, so 3 out of 3, and Sander had 112. So yeah, I couldn't really care about Nicodem, even though obviously you want to win. I will definitely put up a fight to him. My focus was more on Sander. He's the guy in second place. If I want to win the championship, I need to outscore him every single race.
You were at 50 for the rear tire temps at the final corner in the third practice. That's where you got them up to 71. So if you want less than 71, aim for less than 50 at the final corner.
So there again, Justin giving some more information. Justin is my engineer. Vego's Pirates from the Box Gaming channel. 3 burnouts to the grid, and that will be it. Here we go. So Nicodem took quite a big gap there, but anyway, we are doing the burnouts now. So get the rear tires up to temperature. One more burnout. There we go, and then get in the grid slot. And now RB rises, of course, as you wait for all those cards. Nicodem on pole position.
I'm on the grid, 128.2. Rears are cold, 55. Starting with 100% on the front tire wear, 99 on the rear.
So 128.2, that was referring to the amount of liters of fuel in the tank at the moment. Rear tires were a little bit cold though, so maybe I'm having a worse start than the practice session. Anyway, here we go, waiting for those lights then to come on, and they are coming on right now. We have 3 lights already, 4 lights. Nicodem in pole position then. We are in second. Lights out and away we go. Let's have a look at Nicodem. Nicodem having a decent start. We get a decent start as well. Still in second place as we are in the slipstream of Nicodem. Having a look down the inside of turn 1 here. Look at Carlos as well going around the outside. I cannot take Nicodem. Now Sander Carlos will have the inside line for turn 2. Can he take me? No, I can just about swing around the outside as we look on the back of Nicodem's car. My engine's smoking at the moment, so that's obviously not good. Coming through turn 4. There's a little bit of sound from crashes behind. There was indeed a big crash into turn 2. We'll won't have a look at that. If you want to look at that, then I refer you to the broadcast, which is linked into the description. It's still in second place. Then I felt like I had a decent start. Maybe the initial launch was slightly better than Nicodem. I'm not sure. We'll have a look at that in the replay. Excuse me. Nonetheless, Nicodem having a good start there though. Couldn't do anything. I could have dive bombed on the inside there, but there was no space. Then Carlos being quite smart, taking the outside line, having the inside line for turn 2. Team radio.
Big incident turn 2 at the start of the lap. Might restart, I don't know.
So there's indeed Justin saying that there's a big incident in turn 2. And then he said he might, or they might restart. I do not know. Obviously, referring to the race directors, I can tell you though there was no restart, but there indeed was a big crash in turn 2. Basically, someone I think around 8th place managed to crash or spin the car around, and then it caused a huge chain reaction. That's always what you get in on this track with such tight corners. And Nicodem going a bit deep into the final corner. You're quite far behind still. DRS not enabled, remember, but picking up huge amount of slipstreams. And it seems like I have lower downforce than Nicodem as I completely crawl towards his gearbox. No DRS again. And going around the outside, having the inside line for turn 2. Can I take him? Oh, there's contact made though. Nicodem losing a front wing end plate. But around the outside of turn 2, inside line, or sorry, the outside line for turn 1, the inside line for turn 2, lap 2 of the race, and we're leading. Coming through turn 4 right now. And can Nicodem take me back? No, not at the moment. It looked like I had a little bit less downforce than Nicodem, not sure. But that difference coming to the main straight, obviously Nicodem going deep into the final corner didn't help his exit, which definitely did help me. The gap was about 4.3 coming down that main straight, and even without DRS I was able to crawl to the back of him, and in the end then overtake him around the outside. Good spatial awareness from Nicodem, even though he did lose his front wing end plate, which might cost him half a tenth or something like that. I lost the front wing end plate as well, some I cannot remember, but yeah, it didn't really compromise me that badly, I think. But maybe it does around this track, I'm not sure actually, so I shouldn't say anything about that. But first place here in the race. And that is good. 34 lap race, by the way, soft and medium compound around this track. And my target was to do a 1-stop, but others planned on doing a 2-stop. But I won't say too much about that right now. We'll see how that develops throughout the race. Currently lap 2 though, and starting lap 3 right now. We'll have a look at a replay soon from the start, and also the overtaking maneuver. Nicodem about the same distance back as I was previous lap. A little bit more, well, further back I think. But look at that, just not able to come as close as I was able to last time round. So a little bit of a lock up for turn 1, but that's okay. No harm done there. Here, have a look at the replay. Lights went out. I really think that I had a good initial launch. But then I was a bit bogged down in the first gear. Look at him with slightly better launch in fact. So yeah, he did have a better launch than me. And I wanted to go on the inside there. You can saw me going for it. Nicodem closing the door though, and he had the right to do so, but yeah, at that time it was pretty tight for me. I always lost the front wing end plate myself. When that happens, you do want to well, not stick your nose in there. I thought about it there, and then maybe I'll break him. I still thought about it there, but then Nico closed the door, and then it was like no. But I had to apply a little bit more on more brakes than I really liked. Going around the outside of Sander there. The person who was on the inside of turn 2, in my opinion, has the disadvantage, because you're gonna have to lift. First of all, there's a dip in the corner. So we see the replay here with Nicodem. He turns in right here. See, I am there. So, in my opinion, it was his own fault because he just turned in there while I was there, as said before. But the person who's on the inside has the disadvantage. I'll explain why. You have a massive lift before the corner because you are the one at fault if you make contact. I even touched the curb there, which is something you also do not want to do, because if you touch the curb, it pushes you towards the outside. You can make contact with another driver, but in that lap 3 overtake, Nicodem didn't really go around the outside there, so I saw that in my mirrors, and I immediately went to the outside because, you know, if he's not alongside me, then I can obviously use all of the track. But DRS has been enabled here, and we open up lap 5. DRS coming, or sorry, Nicodem coming close to us thanks to DRS, but not close enough. So look at that, even with DRS, but he goes for the inside as I leave the door wide open for Nicodem then. Having the inside line here though, so that was better. You see, you can go around the, you can take the outside line for turn 1, you have the inside line for turn 2, so that might be sometimes an advantage, but Nicodem still applying pressure on us. Tries to go around the outside, that is, well, hard to do in turn 4, and I indeed absolutely closing the door on Nicodem there on the exit. I thought there was some contact made there as well, but I am not entirely sure. Either way, it's not a big deal. But Nicodem there, braking much later than me in turn 1. But fair enough, you know, I left the door wide open. If that happens, by the way, you can turn into the corner, even though you really want it. You see him coming in your mirrors, then you have, you know, got to give him track space, you know. You need good spatial awareness. If he is, you know, you could argue it's a dive bomb, but I left the door wide open. So why not go for it? And then it's my responsibility to not turn into him and do like he or pretend like he is not there, because I obviously know he is. But I had the inside line for turn 2, so again not a big deal. But Nicodem applying more and more pressure. Once again he looks really close behind us. If he is that close behind us at the exit of the final corner, he will definitely get another shot in. So I need a good exit in the final corner. Nicodem are braking me slightly, but I have to focus on the exit of the corner obviously. Nicodem looking very close behind us. You can see here, immediately going defensive. This might be an opportunity for Nicodem as the DRS goes wide open. I am completely to the inside. I make sure Nicodem doesn't go for the inside. Here comes Nicodem, that was last year. Nicodem round the outside, and there we go. Yes, the inside line now. I have to go around the outside, and yes, I'll take the position back around the outside. Have a look at that in the replay. But that does require some balls. You need to have a lot of faith in your opponent. As I said, that he doesn't run the car out wide at the exit of turn 2, and he needs, as I said, the inside. I really think it's a disadvantage for turn 2, because you need to lift a lot when there's a car alongside you in order to not make contact. You know, I had to lift too, but I can use more of the track. Here we go. So Nicodem here having inside line. There's the big lift. Then he needs to be careful there, and I can carry the speed. Some people might argue that that was an off-track overtake. Same for the move in lap 3, by the way. But in FSR, the curbs count as part of the track. There we go. See, I also had a slight lift using all of the track that's available, though. Not gonna let Nicodem pass that easily. And we skip all the way to lap 10. Nothing really happened in the meantime. In fact, Nicodem lost a little bit of time. And we see Sander Callas already into the pit lane at the end of lap 10. And that doesn't look like a 2 or a 1 stop, does it? He should do 24 laps then on the medium stint, and that's not gonna work. And I can tell you that Sander actually went for the soft stint. Here's some more team radio.
Fuel is good. 2/10 quicker than Nicodem that lap.
See, so as I said, we're opening up. Oh, a bit of oversteer moment there on the corner. And 3 tires are starting to give up here. But gaining some time on Nicodem right now as well, which is confirmed by Justin. It was actually very nice to have him. I usually, have this window up in rFactor itself where I need to look the whole time at the gap, but now I didn't even have it open. Justin just told me what the gap was like, and it was so much better really for me, and I could focus on the racing. So that really helped me, and I'm glad that Justin is willing to do all of this engineering. I had a bit of a camera messed up there. We are on board with Nicodem, and indeed that gap is starting to open up. So 2/10 on that final lap. Is Nicodem about to hit the cliff? Will he pit this lap soon? My pit window is in lap 14, but I'm on the 1 stop, remember. More team radio though.
You got this. You got
54, 70, 60, 62.
So Justin giving a little bit of a cheer. And I mentioned all those numbers, 54, 63, those numbers. Those are the amount of tire percentage I have left in my tires from front left, front right, rear left, rear right. From that order, in that order, as we see Nicodem in the pit lane.
Nicodem pitted, I think.
He did pit.
Stay out.
So Nicodem pitted there at the end of lap 11, I think it was. It was a little bit worrying for me. I know he'll have a huge undercut on me.
44, 65, 53, 55. Pit this lap.
So I say pit this lap here. Lap 14, we carried on for 3 more laps. I know that Nicodem will be quite a way ahead of in front of us because of that huge undercut. But I'll have the advantage in the second stint.
Confirm. Box this lap.
So pit stop in this lap. Nicodem went on the medium tire. That's why we weren't really sure whether he was going for a 1 stop. If he was, his tires would go off in the end. And that's really where we had to attack. Because he had to do, well, he pitted in lap 11. So that's about... There's about 20, 23, 22 laps on the medium tire, which is quite a lot, especially when you do 11 on the soft. You obviously don't know what kind of percentage he had left though, but the front left here is the tire we need to be looking out for. And around 35% tire wear, if you have that left, you are going to struggle with understeer a lot. Mistake here in turn 10 though, lost a bit of time.
You'll come out in 3rd or 4th, no need to worry though.
Just as I'll come out in 3rd or 4th at the moment. Behind us is actually Jacques Wengler, who had an awesome race here. Might be an unfamiliar name, it was indeed for me too. But he is in 2nd place, and we have some information on him actually. Some more team radio.
Jacques Wengler behind you has yet to pit. He might pit this lap. Nicodem in traffic now, being held up by DeWald.
So Nicodem is being held up by DeWald now at the moment. get some information from Justin that Jux didn't pit yet. See, that's information I wouldn't have known, and that's great to hear. So Jux, if he's on the one stop, he will probably pit this lap as well as we enter the pit lane. Make sure you activate the pit limiter on time.
In the pit, 76 liters left. 39 front left.
39 front left coming into the pit lane, so that's decent after 14 laps, has to be said. Quite good tire management here so far on those medium tires. Then 20 more laps to go. But the question is, where is Nicodem and where is Sander? Don't forget him. We see here, this is Nicodem actually behind the wall then, which Justin indeed mentioned, and we escape the pit right now.
Fuel is good, 1.3 liters more than practice, 1.3 liters more.
We have 1.3 liters more in the fuel tank at the moment compared to practice, so fuel shouldn't be an issue for this race, otherwise you would have to short shift. But no need to do that here. Nicodem in front them, being the virtual leader. This is the wall, I believe, or is that Craig Baxter? I think it's actually Craig Baxter. Yeah, so the wall must have pitted or something like that. In each case, Nicodem right now in clean air. The gap to him is about 3.5 seconds. Let's see. That is about 3.5 seconds, I reckon.
Fuel level at the end of this lap, please.
What are Nicodem's times?
Slower, 2/10 slower than you. And what's the front left at?
84%.
You're still faster than him. Still 1% worse than practice for tire life. Still think about that front left.
So I have been pushing here very, very hard at the moment because, you know, I see that dot in the distance and that is my target. And at the moment, this is maybe a little bit stupid, but I didn't think about tire wear at all. I was pushing quite a bit, but also, you know, keeping it slightly conservative. You know, you also want to keep your head a little bit with you. Don't go all the way. There's a car off in the distance. That's the back marker though. Nicodem is not in front, by the way. It's his teammate, so don't worry. That gap is still quite big. Nicodem coming through turn 10 right now, but that dot looks slightly smaller than it was before here in lap 20. You might wonder, where is Sander? Well, Sander actually spun. I don't know whether he did it on his own. I think he had actually contact with someone and he spun on turn 11. You see him there all the way in the distance exiting turn 10. So Sander is not a threat anymore. That was great to see, obviously, for me in the championship, but somehow I really wanted to get that win. But Nicodem maybe on a different strategy. We still have to find that one out though. If he is, he will pit about lap 24 and then go for a soft tire.
Much quicker than him now.
81, 89, 84, 85.
So 81 front left tire where you know the tire percentage, remaining tire life rather. Not faster than Nicodem at this stage, obviously, with the fresher tires.
78 is target, 78 is target. Good tire wear.
So I started in the next lap. Justin told me actually to take it a little bit more conservative. You know, I was minus 1% down. I was struggling quite a bit in the race simulation with the front left and grip. So we want to be a little bit up on our tire wear. And right now 78 is the target. So the minus 1 percentage, which I had more, is now probably right on target. If I keep on doing, we will obviously, you know, preserve that front left tire even more, which might be good.
Nicodem may get DRS.
He pits. He gonna pit.
Awesome.
Okay, let's keep that gap now.
So Nicodem pitting already in lap 22. He will go for the soft tire. There will be 12 laps for Nicodem on the soft tire. When I saw that though, I was pretty happy. I think, you know, at this stage that we had him. But remember, you know, the pit time is about 18 seconds. He still has plenty of time to make that up. If I, for example, get held up in traffic here. We are at the end of lap 28 though, and Nicodem still behind.
Got DRS from left 58.
Now we push this lap. Give me a 32.7.
Right, so just sets the target here. 132.7, that's what I need to do. In the recent laps I've done a 132.9, 132.8. Quite consistent pace, but at the same time, you know, conserving that front left tire. And Nicodem in the meantime has been pushing quite hard. Let's wait for him to see where he is. This is Jacques Wengler, who I think has spun before in the background. We saw that before. And there is Nicodem. That still looks like a big gap, but bear in mind he is on a soft tire. He might make up 1.8 seconds towards the end, even, you know, when we have very worn tires. Obviously Nicodem's tires will go off too, but I reckon 12 laps on the soft tire won't be a problem for him. As a little bit of a lock up there. Visually you can see now that I am pushing on 32.7 is the target, which Justin said. I really wanted to beat that. We got some DRS though from the back marker down the main straight. That definitely helped. No DRS here though, as there was not back marker in front of me at the detection point. 5 more laps to go though. but it is looking rather good. And Nicodem obviously still has to battle with Jacques as well, or Jacques, however you pronounce his name. Bit of oversteer on the exit there, definitely pushing a little bit more. But in the previous lap, as I said, preserving that front left tire, and we're actually doing pretty good on tire wear. We will get some radio on that soon, I'm sure. But for this lap, I had to push though, and then immediately you will see at the end of this lap how much time that gains you. But also it gains you a lot of tire wear, so not always you want to go blind and push.
Nicodem and Wengler begin battle soon. 4/10 faster than Wengler that lap. This is good. You can push all you want.
So that last lap I did a 32.4, 3/10 up on Justin's target lap time. And from there onwards everything went very well. Lap 33 here, the penultimate lap. Here we see Nicodem, who managed to get past Wengler. I think Wengler actually spun on the exit of turn 13. No, he went over the curb on turn 13. No, remember when I said in qualifying you don't want to go over the curb? Yeah, that's exactly what Wengler did. And then he spun and gave the position to Nicodem. But here with the, one more lap to go, it does look rather sunny for us.
Final lap, 6 seconds to Nicodem. You've got this.
So 6 seconds to Nicodem, that seems like a lot of time, and it is, with one more lap to go. So at this stage, you know that you have just got to keep it cool. 6 seconds to Nicodem, obviously he made up a lot of time. Nicodem must have been pushing his balls off in this stint, and he really did close us down, but yeah, the consistency was rather good. And at the beginning of the stint I obviously pushed very hard, closed the gap to Nicodem, and it was actually 1 second. So I definitely gained some time on him before he pitted.
No need to push, he lost lots of time, sector 1.
And he lost some more time in sector 1 as well, so there we go. That should be a victory then, if I don't make a mistake. But this one wasn't as easy as it might look. It looks like an easy victory, but trust me, there isn't a single victory so far in the season which has been easy for me, and there probably will never ever be. You work so hard towards this weekend, or towards a weekend like this. The build-up is huge, and in the race itself you sweat a lot. I said it before, but I really do sweat quite a bit, and you are definitely focused. But this will be 4 out of 4, and that is an important one after a 3-week break. Teams get time to catch up, and then to win again is good.
41 front left.
7% better than practice.
So there we go, confirmation from Justin, 7% better tire wear compared to practice, and that is quite a bit. 41% left on the front left tire as we cross the line here to take another victory. 4 out of 4, leading this championship now, and well, producing here 200 points in the first 4 rounds.
Yes. That's an important one. Thank you, Justin.
Oh, my pleasure. That was fun as hell.
Oh, that's an important one.
Wow, 3 seconds at the end. He did a great job though to get by Wengler. I think Wengler really dropped off towards the end there. Yeah, he was putting in 34 threes at the end. He was a full second a lap slower than you guys.
Nicodem is a very strong driver. He was unlucky in the first part of the championship, otherwise he would have been contending with me or competing for sure.
So that is the race done then, and 4 out of 4. But this one, as I said before, it was not easy at all, especially after that first pit stop from Nicodem. You don't really know what kind of strategy he was on. You could go for a major undercut, when it's the only thing he still feels like he can do. But the only thing you can do then is react to that and just push, I guess. As we look at the race results here, 4 seconds to Nicodem in the end there. He did get the fastest lap obviously on those tires. But yeah, I was quite happy with this one, because after a 3-week break, teams get time to catch up to you, perhaps do some more research and whatever. But for this race, we have another victory. Next time we will be heading into Canada for the Canadian Grand Prix at Montreal, and I'm looking forward to that in 2 weeks time. Probably not my strongest track ever, but no, I don't care. Just have to race. Not every track is your strongest track. That's why it's F1 and that is racing. And a few more donuts here before entering the pit lane. So we entered the pit lane and taking home another victory then. And I want to thank you guys for all the support. And if you have enjoyed this video, I would appreciate like in 2 weeks time, as I said, going to the Canadian Grand Prix. Thanks to GhostSpeed Racing for helping me with the setup and whatever to make all of this possible. And well, I'm pretty happy with the way it's going so far, but we won't stop here. Still many points to be given. Let's hope we can take as many points as possible in the next few rounds as well. Thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it, and goodbye.